Get on your grind, shorty K.
I gave them something to believe in, you know they ain't believe it. Tried to show them the vision, they ain't zoom in to see it. Told them about these heights, they said it's too high to reach it. And that had me feeling like Mike, I told them you gotta beat it. See, it's diamonds in your soul, but you gotta dig a lot deeper. See, all of our minds been exposed, but I've been changing the frequency. Sending my prayers and affirmations, way past where them eagles be. What I learned in my returns is not all things you need to see. You gotta feel it, the negative talk, the negative thoughts, and you gotta kill it. I know that it's hard and it leaves scars and it ain't appealing, but you gotta heal it. There's lessons in every little layer, but you gotta peel it. Cause the best way to get some air is removing your ceiling. Look, trust me, I know cause I did it. Hit rock bottom, looked around like damn, what the fuck I do with it? I remember the levels and picked up my shovel and I started digging until I got dizzy. And trust me, the spirit been busy. I'm back and I'm paid and I'm busy, so feel like I'm acting the way that you get it. This is for back in the day when they just shit it. I gave them something to believe in, you know they ain't believe it. Tried to show them the vision, they ain't zoom in to see it. Told them about these heights, they said it's too high to reach it. And that had me feeling like Mike, I told them you gotta beat it.
Yes, Dursky, peace, love, and light is the God, Lord Christopher, the living survivor manual. I'm back with another download straight from the cosmos. Remember, someone has to see your greatness. Why not start with yourself? Stay blessed, always finesse. Definitely trust the most highest process, the truest keys to success. What's good, family? What it is, what it do, man? We back with another one. We back with another episode of the See Your Greatness podcast. I've definitely been, running these running these episodes up for the past 3 weeks now. We've been going at it every single day, coming with new knowledge, coming with some new upgrades, coming with some new downloads. I appreciate everybody again that constantly reaches out to me and just expresses how valuable these episodes are to them. And so for that, again, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep this rolling, we're gonna keep this running, and we're gonna dive straight into today's episode. The vibes here at SYG Studios are to motivate, educate, and enlighten our people to achieve greatness through seeking new ways to invest in themselves. Everything is high level: what we think, what we say, how we feel, and definitely how we act. But before we even get into the energy, take the time to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We love engagement over here and understand that a village pushes the trend in the visual. All right, so the support is much appreciated. Also take the time to visit the link. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link up here. 1 second, let me get that banner going. I'm gonna put the link up here. All right, there's the link. Visit the link, man. What this allows you to do is to join the SYG community. You can join email, SMS lists, and you'll get updated on new episodes. You'll get updated when new merch drops. You'll get updated just overall when we are making moves and elevating ourselves on a daily basis. Our aim is to not only grow the brand, but reach at least 500K individuals. Yes, I said 500K individuals who want, need, and are seeking the knowledge to live a more abundant life. Now, with all the information being provided, I do want to set out this quick disclaimer. Please take the time to do your own research. It's very, very vital. My content is intended to be used for motivational purposes only. Always do your own analysis based on your own current circumstances. All right. Now, all together, let's go ahead and get into our God body energy. All right. We're going to inhale peace and we're going to exhale so we can receive growth and ultimately see our greatness. All right. Inhale peace. Exhale and receive that growth. Now let's see our greatness. Here's what we tapping into today. Here is what we are learning about. So last episode 28, we were talking about transitioning. We also started, just the new process of how the podcast is going to go. As I, give you guys this knowledge, give you guys this game. So overall, we talked about the season and the season that's approaching and the season that we're in. We're in August right now. This is the season of harvesting, reaping what you sow. And we are now ending August and going into September, which is the transition month for pretty much the last quarter of the year. As we discussed yesterday, September represents again transition, making a change, becoming something different. And so we ultimately, talked about how to effectively transition through the seasons and started the premise of, what we're going to be talking about over the next few days. And that's pretty much like transitioning through different seasons in your life. And those seasons consist of like your mental health seasons, transitioning through your financial health seasons, transitioning through your physical health seasons, just developing an overall elevated well-being, and helping you guys pretty much and myself uh produce the best for this last quarter. You feel me? Like we gotta really strive to get through this last couple. I know a lot of families and friends that I've spoken with have been dealing with a lot of things emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like it's been a lot happening over this last third quarter going into the fourth. But that's when Kobe starts to get hot. That's when he starts to turn on that Mamba mentality and fight for what he desires, fight for what he believes in, and fight for accomplishing specific goals. Like this is the moment where you decide, like, are you going to transition into again, like putting on your armor and suiting up and going to battle, or are you going to pretty much succumb to all of your circumstances and allow those things to derail you from the journey that you're taking and what you're trying to accomplish? So today we're gonna keep talking about transitioning and making a change through these seasons. And the knowledge of today is going to be transitioning through your mental season. Then we're going to move into a new upgrade. There's a article that I was reading, really, really dope article on Jalen Hurts. Shout out to Clay Patrick McBride of Sports Illustrated for writing it. It was definitely impactful to me, and I felt like it was something that I wanted to share with you all as far as when it comes to the new upgrades for today, because it instills the very definition again of like what the title of the article is about, intention, and how you being intentional with your time and your life, how that can help you further and obtain your goals, right? Just being intentional. Um, and then we're going to move into thought provoking questions, day 19, and then we're going to get out here of wisdom for your vision. So without wasting time, man, let's go ahead and hop into it. So today is transitioning through your mental season. I took the time to, write down a few tips to assist you with transitioning through whatever you are going through in this moment, in this right now. Again, like for me specifically, I have been, you know, uh, losing a lot of close friends around me. A lot of close friends around me have been getting hurt. A lot of close friends and family around me have ascended and, went back to the Most High. And that's all in the span of just again this last third quarter. um a lot of things have shifted in my career when it has come to um you know the type of work that I'm doing, taking the leap of faith to wholeheartedly trust in my vision, trust in um my business, right? And truly like walking in my knowing and what value I have as a being here. It's been a lot, and even just again, not only within myself, just a lot of my close friends that I speak with on a daily basis, they have also been dealing with some very troubling times. However, um, I make it my mission to stay as level-headed and as balanced as possible, because I know that a lot of people look to me to be that person that they can come to help them make sense of what's going on around them. I have a very broad, I guess you can say, mind when it comes to like helping individuals see circumstances from a different perspective. Um, and just making light of it, or helping them see the more positive end of a negative situation. It's always that back and forth, and you got to find your middle ground. Well, my middle ground is always finding the light in any dark situation. So and vice versa. So as we transition through our mental season, I took the time to just jot down about 10 to 12 different strategies that you can utilize when transitioning through this season mentally. So let's go ahead and tap into that. Transitioning through mental seasons requires self-awareness, right? Adaptability, and the willingness to engage in practices that support your mental well-being. So what I did is I made a guide to help you navigate through these transitions effectively, right? So how to do it is, first you need to recognize the change. Acknowledge that mental seasons are a natural part of life. Recognize when you're entering a new mental season, whether it's a period of growth, challenge, or reflection. So it's all about like just that awareness piece of like understanding and recognizing where you are. A lot of people don't even, know where they are at mentally. They haven't taken the time to really, self-assess their mind and see if they're okay, see if they are, thinking of uh, things that are forward moving, instead of keeping them complacent, or um, having them thinking about the past. Just recognizing where you are in your life, and doing a self checklist of, okay, am I accomplishing said goals? Am I accomplishing said objective? Have I hit my target dates? Like just just recognizing where you are, in you have, and whatever growth you're pursuing, or reflecting on. And then that moves into number two, to discuss practice self awareness. You have to tune into your thoughts, emotions, and feelings during different mental seasons. Reflect on how your mindset and behavior might be shifting with the change. Like, are you noticing that you are able to think before you speak? You feel what I'm saying? Like, instead of reacting, you're responding. You feel what I'm saying? You're taking the time to assess the situation effectively and efficiently so that you don't make the improper move. You feel what I'm saying? For yourself, for others as well. You feel me? Having the ability to, you know, notice, okay, or not notice, but having the ability to just detect, all right, this is the emotion that I'm feeling right now. This is the thought that I am having with this emotion, and this is what I feel like I want to do. However, I know that it's something that I shouldn't do based off of, you know, what's happening right now, what's in front of me. Like, if I really take a time to stop and think, is this the right thing for me to do in this moment? It could be a heated moment. It can be a moment to where it's just like you're confused. Like, it can be any type of moment. Are you doing a self check and reflecting on, like, yo, do I even have the capacity to be able to assess my, like, that's even the thing, having the capacity to even assess your own mind. A lot of people don't have that ability, and it's hard for them. They don't have enough energy to even deal with themselves. So just doing that, man, practicing that, practicing dealing with, not dealing with, but practicing yourself, tuning yourself up. Acceptance as mindset is third. Embrace the idea that mental seasons are temporary and offer opportunities for growth. Cultivate a positive mindset that welcomes change and adapts to new circumstances. Like, that's the best thing that I can say. I know I took a long pause because I'm trying to think about what I want to say before I say it. When it comes to accepting things, especially if we're talking like mentally, we have to realize that a lot of the times these thoughts, these emotions, these feelings, it's temporary. One minute you're happy, the next minute you're sad. One minute you're laughing, the next minute you're crying, right? You have to start to really dig deep into the root of why you are maybe unable to control your mind, why you are so erratic in certain situations versus being calm and peaceful in other situations? Is it something that from your childhood triggers you to be very jumpy, or having a sense of anxiety, like keeping you in a place of just fear and impatientness? Or, like, you really have to start accepting and reflecting and understanding, like, yo, this can all be over in 2 minutes if I just sit down and just really think about what's happening right now. 2 minutes. Like, give yourself a minute to just think. Give yourself 15 seconds to just pause and think of a different opportunity. Is it going to help you grow, or is it going to hinder your growth? If it's going to help you grow, then cultivate that. Try to build on that. If it's going to help you decline, then that's something that you shouldn't help cultivate. You should let that weed die down, right? So, acceptance and mindset. Next is self care and support. Prioritize self care routines that address your specific needs during each mental season. If you have specific needs, like, if you, how can I explain this? Prioritize self-care routines that address your specific needs. So, like, say you have a specific need to visit your therapist once a month. You need to prioritize that. That needs to be a routine thing. Nothing in life. should hinder you from that unless you are, physically unable. You feel what I'm saying? Like it needs to be so, you know, programmed within you that is almost like a ritual. You're not going to allow anything in life to keep you from being able to stick to this. This is for me. Period. You feel what I'm saying? And you have to mentally stick to that. You can't let anybody sway you from you, right? Reach out to friends, family, or professionals to support and guidance if needed. Big facts. Next is adapt your practices, right? Adjust your self care practices based on the mental season you are in. Again, seasons change. You're going to feel different in certain areas of your life than you are in certain times of your life, right? So it's very important to use that ability. Like for me, I had to adapt to every environment that I lived in. Growing up, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I had to, like for instance, go from having a two-parent household to having a no-parent household. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like you go from having a two-parent household where you're used to seeing both of your parents together, taking care of you and your family, and then you go to a no-parent household where it's literally just you having to fend for yourself. You haven't even, properly been um taught or educated on how to take care of yourself, as whether it's the age that you are at. Like for me, for instance, it happened at 2 years old. At 2 years old, like that, from 1 to 6 are very pivotal times. So at 2 years old, I go from a two-parent household to a no-parent household. And not to say that I didn't have family members helping, but the two prominent members that you are supposed to be educated by not being at the root or at the foundation of your journey towards being becoming, you know like that's tough. So I had to adapt. So with that, like you have to adapt to your self-care practices based on the season that you're in. You might be in a season of, confusion. So you have to adapt to that and figure out, all right, like why am I in this season of confusion? Right? For example, during periods of high stress, focus on stress relief techniques, right? During creative phases, you need to engage in activities that inspire you. You feel what I'm saying? Like you need to gauge where you are and adapt to that. Allow that to be your driving force. All right. Another step is to set realistic goals. Set achievable goals that align with the energy and focus you have during each mental season. Be kind to yourself and adjust your expectations if needed. You gotta set goals, man, and they have to be realistic. You feel what I'm saying? Because there are going to be the ups and downs that you have. You feel what I'm saying? Just based off of like, the moon. Even if we get really down to it, the moon controls your emotions, right? So just based off of the tides of how it may shift the waters within you, you might hop into a mode or into a season of you're not feeling motivated for whatever reason. You're not feeling inspired for whatever reason, and you need to know how to maneuver through that. It's very, very important to learn about, in my opinion, this is just the things that I like learning about astrology and how, the planets are aligning up because, you know, essentially, your birthday, it coincides with a particular planet and it coincides with a particular time. Um, and within those particular times, there are particular things that transpired that ended up, you know, shaping you as who you're supposed to be as a being. And a lot of the times we get distracted by, what I call outside sources, indoctrination in the school systems, um, not really. being provided the resources that you need, especially in places that are impoverished. Like all of that stuff plays a part in your growing process. So if you're trying to transition through, certain seasons and you're not making realistic goals because you don't even know how to set realistic goals, like that's going to be hard for you to do, right? That's going to be hard for you to do. But you have to be kind to yourself and adjust your expectations if needed. Maintain healthy routines. Continue with daily routines that provide stability and a sense of normalcy. Adapt routines to suit your changing needs without completely abandoning them. Facts. Embrace change and learning. Embrace the lessons and growth that come with each mental season. View challenges as opportunities for learning and personal development. Like the other day, I was jogging, and as I was running, I was saying like my body felt like it wanted to stop because I was trying to stay within a particular pace, right? But I just kept mentally telling myself, just keep going. You got this. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. And the more and more I kept telling myself that, I started embracing the fact that like I'm pushing through this challenge that is tough. But when I really assess how I feel, I'm not really tired. I'm not really hurt. Like it's me fighting me, making me think that like I'm tired of running, making my body feel like it is tired of keeping up this pace. Like it really is mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? Like your body is its own thing too. I know you have to get real technical with these things, but your body is its own energy. It's its own thing too. Like your mind is its own thing, and your spirit is its own thing, right? So it's like the mind has the mind of its own to the point that like it's used to. For instance, if you're used to eating chips every single day, your body becomes addicted to that, and it craves that, and it wants that. And then you step into a mindset of your mind is like, I don't want this anymore. However, your body is like, no, this is what you've been feeding me for the last 30 years. How dare you not give me these chips anymore? Now you start, feeling weak. Now it's like if you go through the stages of like detoxing from those things, you mentally you start feeling weak, or um spiritually you start feeling depressed and things of that nature, and that's your body's way of you know quote unquote kind of like fighting back, because it's like, no, I want what I want. This is what you programmed me to want. This is what you told me was good, and now you want to take it away from me. Like, you have to embrace change. You have to allow yourself to go through the process of change and learning new things. And as you learn new things, you'll just start to get mental downloads and mental upgrades, and your mind to start to like become more and more powerful and understanding, hey, yo, I can push through anything. I can push through it all. Practice. Be flexible in your approach to life and in your expectations. Adapt to changes and setbacks without becoming overwhelmed. Yeah, man, you definitely got to practice flexibility. You need to learn when to be flexible in saying no. No, say no to that job. It's not important right now. Your mind is important right now. You feel what I'm saying? You need a mental break. You need a mental rest. You know what I'm saying? Rest, but don't rest long, as my guy Jim Rohn would say. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like practice flexibility, man. Adapt to changes and setbacks without becoming too overwhelmed. Be flexible in your approach to life and your expectations. You never know what's going to happen, so allow that room mentally for you to literally sit with that thought. Like, you never know what can arise, you never know what can happen. So let me prepare myself over and over every day. Like, be expected for the unexpected. Prepare so I don't have to get prepared. are developing that mindset, things change, especially as seasons change. Journaling and reflection. Keep a journal to document your thoughts and emotions during different mental seasons. I definitely have tons of reflect on past transitions to identify patterns and strategies that work best for you. It's like you collecting data. You're collecting data as far as like where you were at a particular time and seeing where you are now. Like seeing like how you started off with having no systems in place and then you ended up getting to a point to where you started understanding that systems, like how I did with this podcast, how systems are very, very important. Stay present. Practice mindfulness to stay present in each mental season. Avoid dwelling on the past or constantly worrying about the future. Um, you can't go back and change the past. It's already happened. You can't dwell on the future because it's not here yet. The only thing that you can do is what you can do right now. Right now, even within this moment. I don't know what's going to happen at 9:35. It's not here yet. I can't go back and change what I did at 9:15. It's past. At 9:30 right now, as I'm doing and recording this video, this is the only thing that I should be focusing on in certain aspects of your life. But it's important. It's basically saying that it's just important to just stay present. It's important to stay present. That's what really matters. That's the biggest thing that matters. Not to say that the other things don't matter. What really matters is what you're doing in your right now, in your present moment. And then last but not least, man, we got there. Celebrate progress. Celebrate your growth and progress as you transition through different mental seasons. Celebrate it. Recognize and honor the efforts you put into adapting and thriving. That's pretty much self-explanatory, man. Celebrate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. It's okay to thank you. You feel me? Remember that everyone's experience with mental seasons is unique. What works for one person might not work for another. The key is to cultivate self awareness, develop effective coping strategies, and embrace change as a natural part of your personal journey. That's how you can transition through your mental season. You feel what I'm saying? And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna discuss on how we can transition through these seasons financially as well, and how we can transition through these seasons spiritually, and so on and so forth. But those are very important, very very important points. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about those points. How have you been transitioning through your season? What do you look to do over this last quarter? Are you striving and thriving towards things that you are accomplishing? If not, let's try to figure out why. All right. All right, let's move on. New upgrade, new upgrade. So these new upgrades again, they come in the form of like me reading articles or listening to interviews and things of that nature. So today I'm reading this article on Jalen Hurts. It's actually on like the Apple News platform, but let me see if I can pull this up. Maybe. Now I'll just give you guys a brief overview of what I read. So, and I definitely highly suggest that you guys go check out this article. I don't know if it's who is it by. So it says Greg Bishop, and this was written on August 21st, and it was talking about how Jalen Hurts is the most intentional superstar in sports. And the new upgrade that I got from this article or from this reading that inspired me and motivated and enlightened and educated me was just the reassurance of how being intentional with your life and how you're moving creates and opens doors, right? So this article was, which again was like very well written, talks about how Jalen Hurts he has always like as a kid and even just like going out through college and through the top tier NFL level, how he has always had a plan set for his life and how he doesn't really step outside of that. He doesn't step outside of character. How he takes every day and treats it as if, let's just be honest, as if it were his last. He doesn't waste time. And within this article, it was just talking about how, even dating as far as back, like, to college, how he was very intentional with, selecting the schools that he wanted to go to. And it wasn't mostly based off of, whether or not he was going to play football there. He was very intentional with his education as well, because he understood that, that was going to be a major um, part in, just in his personal development. Like, we need to understand, to all my athletes, sports isn't your end all be all. You feel what I'm saying? It's a tool, or it's an outlet, or a resource that you can utilize to create other things around you, right? Like, I entice you to go, do things like, look into the different sectors that you can invest in, right? So you got like the energy sector, you got the technology sector, you got the healthcare sector. I'm gonna pull these up. I'm just coming off the top of my head right now, but you have all these different type of sectors that you can invest in, and from what I read, that's what he did. He was not only his, NFL career and the path he wanted that to go based off of, like, where he felt like he would excel as a top tier quarterback, but he also ensured that, the programs that he was going into when it came down to him obtaining his degrees was, he was very intentional about selecting that as well. And then moving on into, just his path into the NFL, it was just stating how, he always um stayed within his purpose. You feel what I'm saying? He was always, very precise and deliberate about what he wanted. Um, he wasn't very typical. Like, he wasn't a typical person when it came to, how he wanted his path within this to be directed. So, um, it led him to pretty much become who he is now, right? Um, he doesn't break speech. He attends every meeting. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he takes notes. He has like a daily planner that he does not subside from, because he has goals and he has a desire for things. Um, and if we can just talk about just like football, he has a desire to win a championship, right? So, he works out twice a day. He studies the greats like Michael Jordan. He studies the greats like Kobe Bryant, and see how they elevated through particular times in their careers, um, through heightened times in their careers, to see how they assessed those circumstances, like whether it was mentally, whether it was financially. You feel what I'm saying? Understanding, the type of people and individuals that you need to get around you, like he did, or he continues rather to do his homework when it comes to being the greatest version of himself. Like, he's very intentional, and that's the name of this podcast today, the art of intention, right? Like, even if you correlate this to transitioning, like, you have to have that intention to want to transition. Like, what do you want to do? Like, let y'all know me. I'm quick to pull up, the definition of something. Let's go to the definition of intention, right? So we can understand what intentional mean. It means to do something on purpose. You're deliberate about it. Get out here and do it, like live on purpose. Live with purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you will you're here. So go out and be great on purpose. Go out and be the best version of yourself on purpose. Like, doing something on purpose doesn't have to be a negative thing, because you're doing it within your purpose. What is your purpose? You feel me? Are you staying on track with that? And that's what he was doing, right? He was staying on track with what his purpose is, and just from, when I see in his interviews, he's very articulate. You feel what I'm saying? He's very smart, very smart. But the article was also, and this also just maximizes on the topic of, how being intentional gets you to places. Um, his agents, right? He surrounded himself with some high level agents and or high level people plus his agent. One was his girlfriend, Bri Burrows, and another was a lawyer agent, right, or a power broker by the name of Nicole Lynn, and he met both of them. Well, he met Lynn at Oklahoma, and he met his girlfriend at Alabama. And Nicole, she actually works, or she's the president of football at Clutch Sports with like Rich Paul. That's who LeBron's agent is, AD's agent, things of that nature, right? So she was built trying to build clientele, and in the article it stated that she reached out to Jalen when she was sick in her bed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, shot him a DM, hey, I want to work with you. The message there is that she was intentional with her time, even in a down or challenging time. She was very intentional. She did something on purpose. She walked in her purpose. She wasn't scared. She was being very deliberate with her time. She reached out to him in DM. He responded because he's very intentional with his time. He responded, say, hey, reach out to my pops. She reached out to Pops, and now, you feel what I'm saying? That relationship has been built, and he ended up getting one of the biggest contracts in NFL history. Let's see, 5 years, up to 255 million, 79 million guaranteed, and 110 million of that comes the second he signs. 51 million a year. And it was just going on, like saying, like, before Lamar Jackson, topped that he was the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like him being intentional led him to be able to become the best physically, become the best mentally, become the best financially. All this ties in together. All of this is spiritual. All of this is mental. We got to remember that everything is the opposite, man. What you create on the inside of you is what you will create on the outside of you. He was very intentional about where he wanted to be within his mind, and he got out here and got it to it. So I definitely highly suggest that y'all go tap into this article, man. Again, it's the Sports Illustrated article written by Greg. What's his name? Greg. One second, y'all. I'm gonna give God his credit because it was really dope. I was very in tune. Greg Bishop. Greg Bishop. That Jalen Hurts story. So yeah, man, that's the new upgrade of the day, man. Be intentional with your time. Do it on purpose. All right, let's go ahead and hop into TPQ, man. 100 thought provoking questions. 100 thought provoking questions that I would ask the top 1%. You feel what I'm saying? The things that they did or continue to go through to help put them in the position that they are in now. Go ahead and pull up these questions 1 second. This is day 19, by the way. Day 19. Where are we at? Come on. Oh, there it goes. 100 thought provoking question. What? It's not pulling up. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. So, day 19, we have. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. Where? Okay. Where is it? Why is it not popping up? I'm sorry, y'all. This isn't it. Is this it? All right, here we go. I'm gonna edit this out. Um. All right. Which? All right. So day 19 at top of. I'm sorry, y'all. Like having technical difficulties with these dang questions. I'm trying to understand why it's acting like it didn't want to open up. So we're gonna go with this. What do you expect from your career? A promotion, raise, satisfaction, or everything? What do you expect from your career? A promotion, raise, satisfaction, or everything? Um, for me, I would have to go with satisfaction. Because my career is going to be in whatever I make it. It's not going to be based off of me um being weighed under anyone anymore. So I desire to do things that satisfy me now, because I know that if I'm satisfied and I'm doing it for my pleasure, just like God, created us and gave us the ability to experience all these wonderful things for his and her pleasure or their pleasure. um that's what I want to do, man. I just want to be happy and just joyful in knowing that I'm inspiring people, knowing that I'm uplifting the next generation of young leaders into seeing their greatness and just promoting just a overall message that everything lies within you. You have the ability to create and build and transform into whoever and whatever you want to be, as long as you are doing it in a way that isn't hindering others. You feel what I'm saying? And you're staying um positive. You're in the that would be mine. Like satisfaction. Satisfaction would definitely be what I would choose. So that's the question, family. What do you expect from your career? A promotion, a raise, satisfaction, or everything? All right, man. So that pretty much wraps up episode 29, The Art of Intention. I hope that y'all enjoyed that. Um I'm gonna go ahead and actually just start uploading these videos. I realize that I do utilize a lot of time editing. So I do want to get to a point to where I start outsourcing that to other people. So I'm not going to be doing as much as like all that high level editing anymore. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna just have come up here with my message, be genuine, and hope that y'all receive it in the way that I give it. But other than that, let's go ahead and get out of here with the wisdom for your vision. And this comes from hold on. I'm sorry guys, I got a text. So the wisdom for your vision today. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And this comes from Eleanor Roosevelt, right? So I guess that's Theodore Roosevelt's wife, if I'm not mistaken. But that's very impactful. That's very, very deep. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. It's you know, your future is dependent on you and what you dream for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? If you allow other people to, dream your future for you, they're essentially going to be controlling you. That's what I get from that. Right? So y'all let me know what y'all get from that. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Yeah, man. So that's all I got for today. That's all I got for episode 29. I hope you guys gained something from that. Again, these are just conversations. These are um times where we can just sit back, learn, and gain knowledge from each other. I would love to again receive feedback on what you guys think about what's going on and transpiring in the world, what's helping to push you and motivate you to become the best version of yourself. These are things that I like to do. I research and just read and utilize those things to elevate me towards what I desire and what I want for my life. And I just record and podcast to help motivate you all. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be like a walking challenge. You feel what I'm saying? Like the more and more I challenge myself, I'm gonna challenge y'all to challenge yourselves. So, you know, that's what it's about. I'm on day now. I'm on 20 days. It's about to be 20 days in. Got 80 days left for 100 days of thought provoking questions. Like, I love setting goals and things of that nature like that, so that I can see myself and visualize like how I'm gonna feel, and you know the next challenge that I'm going to set once I accomplish that one. And I'm gonna do that in every area of my life, not just podcasting. And I'm gonna continue to encourage y'all to do that. So I love y'all, appreciate y'all. We already up like 4 times now. I don't like the term down like 4 flats. I like up like 4 ties. Up and rolling like 4 ties. We locked in. You feel me? I love y'all. Remember, someone has to see your greatness. When I start with yourself, stay blessed, always finesse. Definitely trust the Most High's process. The truest keys to success. Um, Remember to continue to hit the link. That's how y'all can tap in with me. And yeah, man, we just gonna keep turning this up. Don't forget to go check in with my other channel. That's where I'll be posting like more for those who are interested in, looking at other fun content. Especially like my gamers, people who love sports, things of that nature. I post like Madden content. I post um IRL, so in real life content where I hoop, play on the basketball court and like local courts and stuff like that. Just just a fun channel. You know what I'm saying? Show a more vibrant, chill, fun side of me rather than an always serious, educating side of me. The educators gotta have fun too. And I find my fun in inspiring people in those areas too. I might be playing Madden, but sometimes I'll be in an online game and I'll meet some cool people and we end up becoming cool friends, and just sharing words of wisdom and inspiring each other. Like you never know how you can impact somebody. So I just utilize every uh tool or every resource that I have at my disposal to do so. And if it's through video games, something I've been playing my whole life, like that's cool with me. Um so PlayStation, if you're trying to sponsor your boy, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, man. Y'all stay great. One.